Hello everyone, my name is Elizabeth Hepner and I grew up here in the Rogue Valley. This here is a picture of my mind map that I created a couple weeks back in class. As you can see, the major category that affected me was nature. In this video I'm going to be focusing mostly on nature, but then also how social elements and well-being really affects that. Let's start off with when I was the youngest. So the first landmark I want to talk about would be Crater Lake. I first visited when I was a baby, as you can see in this cute picture of me and my mom, but then I visited countless times after that. I went a lot with my family when growing up, but my schools also took me multiple times. I'm really grateful to have had schools that found it important to show us the beauty, history, and importance of places like Crater Lake. The easy accessibility to this national park makes for a great getaway when things become just a little too rough. This here in the corner is a picture of me when I was in 5th grade in the far back in that green shirt, visiting Crater Lake with my class. And then the other 5 pictures I actually took just a little over a week ago when I visited Crater Lake. And as you can see, it really is a beautiful place and I recommend visiting. This here is what it looks like through Google Earth. All of the red pins are different trails, viewpoints, and activities. So you really don't run out of things to do. I mean, I still haven't even been to all of these spots, but my goal is to one day be able to go to every single one of them. If you don't already know, Crater Lake was once Mount Mazama. It was a volcano that blew its top off, filled with rainwater and snowmelt, and then that's what formed Crater Lake. Ever since I was very little, I thought that was like one of the coolest things ever, because you can really tell that it's just like this big bowl where the top just is gone of a mountain. Anyways, this is what it looks like on Google Maps. So this is from my house here at the Star all the way to Crater Lake. As you can see, it's not too far. It is a little bit outside of the Rogue Valley, but it's not a bad drive. It's very, very beautiful. It only takes an hour and 50 minutes to get from my house to Crater Lake, which is pretty cool. Alright, the next landscape I want to talk about is Crater Lake. Table Rock. So these meant a lot to me since I was really little. There are 2 of them. There's an upper and a lower. This picture here I took, that's a view from the top of it. I've literally lost count of the amount of times that I've hiked these beautiful landmarks. My school took me a lot when I was in elementary school. They taught us about their physical history, but as well as their native history. And then, although my native tribe isn't from around here, being a young girl who always identified as native because none of the other students really look like me, it meant a lot to be able to learn about not quite my heritage, but heritage like mine, and it helped me to understand the ways my ancestors were treated and the different things that they had to go through. The way my school exposed me to these things literally changed my life and is truly remarkable. Here are some pictures. They have beautiful wildflowers up on top. Here's a picture of the trail, so it really isn't too bad. Another view from the top, and then a class sitting, because classes go there all the time. It is such an easy hike and so close by. It's a great learning environment. And then this here is a little, if it's rainy and stuff, a slight pondish marsh area type thing will form on the top. And I distinctly remember in 2nd grade it was like this, and I got to see a tadpole for the first time, which I was just blown away by. Anyways, this is what it looks like on Google Earth. As you can see, they are plateaus that were carved out by the river. And then see here, right down here is the river, and then these are all just farming areas now in between and stuff like that. But they are shaped like horseshoes, and you can walk all over the top of these, which is pretty dang cool. This is it on Google Maps. It says that it will take me 14 minutes to get to Upper Table Rock, which is a 2.5 mile hike round trip, and then only 9 minutes to get to Lower Table Rock, which is a 3.5-mile hike round trip. So they are very, very close by to my house and everything. So I would always just go there. My favorite to hike would probably be the Upper Table Rock. I've definitely done that one a lot more. It's a little bit of an easier hike, not so steep. But yeah, anyways, that's the one that I definitely recommend if it's going to be your first time. But both of them are very gorgeous. Alrighty, and then the last landmark that I want to talk about is the Rogue River. I actually currently live within walking distance and visit very frequently. We get to watch people go down Class 4 rapids while we're just sitting in the sandy beach. And it's a very interesting but fun family day when we go do that. My family and I also really like to go a little bit farther down the river and take a raft trip ourselves. We go from the Gold Hill boat ramp to Valley of the Rogue right outside of Rogue River. I have a lot of great memories like singing songs, making jokes, having water fights, cliff jumping, and even more. Spending time with my family is one of the best ways I maintain my well-being, whether that's hiking, rafting, or anything else really. And then here are some pictures. So this is a hike that I went on, and it took us to some rapids and falls and stuff, and as you can see, it's just absolutely gorgeous. This is actually where the Rogue River originates. It comes right out of the ground, right by Crater Lake, as I'm going to talk about a little bit more later. My mom likes to go hike the Lower Rogue. So we'll go visit her and stuff at some of the spots, and this is a picture of one of those, and as you can see, the water is just absolutely gorgeous right here. This is one of my senior pictures that I took in front of the rapids out by my house, and then a picture of me and my brother swimming in I keep calling it Crater Lake, swimming in the Rogue River. But I've definitely spent a lot of time here. It is pretty cold, but it is swimmable, which is pretty nice. This is what it looks like from Google Earth. As you can see, it kind of follows this red line. It starts all the way, it goes all the way to the coast, so it does go farther than the red line. But then it comes all the way down here, follows and everything, and goes all the way out towards Shady Cove and out to Crater Lake. And so the stretch that me and my family go on is just from this Rogue River to the Gold Hill. It actually kind of like loops like out and around and stuff. It's a fun trip. Anyways, this is what it looks like from Google Maps. It is a little bit hard to see, but again, it starts all the way up out here and goes across the Rogue Valley, through Rogue River, Gold Hill, out in Eagle Point, and then goes right through Shady Cove. There are a lot of rafting trips in Shady Cove as well if you're interested in something like that. And then it goes all the way out to Crater Lake. At the spot right by Crater Lake, it basically appears like it's just coming out of the ground. And if you're wanting to find that where that starts, I would just look up Becky's Cafe, and it'll be right there next to it. And there will be a sign that says that it's the origin. Anyways, overall, I think that nature and being involved in nature impacts your well-being extremely. I always feel 1,000 times better after visiting one of these places. Schools should always be taking students to these places, not just so that they can explore, but so that they can learn and respect the history of these natural places. Going to a school like this helped me to respect nature and taught me that it is a tool to help me with my mental health. Being out in nature and with my family and just like the love that I've developed for it really has impacted me extremely and helped my mental health grow so much. I'm really grateful to have had all of these places so close by, and such easy access to them, and a family who found it important to be exploring outside, and schools that found it important, because it really did help change my life. Anyways, if you have any questions about all these places, kind of how to get there, things like that, just let me know and I should be able to help you out. But thank you guys for listening.